From the futuristic streets of Tokyo, we journey back in time, thousands of years back, to the land of pharaohs, pyramids, and ancient secrets. A civilization so advanced, its mysteries still baffle us today. Welcome to Egypt, where history is written in stone. Fact number 1. The Great Pyramid of Giza was not built by slaves. Archaeological evidence shows the builders were paid laborers. They were highly respected for their work and were granted burial in tombs near the pyramids. Fact number 2. Ancient Egyptians were pioneers of fashion and makeup. Both men and women wore heavy eye makeup called kohl. They believed it had magical healing properties and could ward off the evil eye. Fact number 3. Ancient Egyptians worshipped over 2,000 gods and goddesses. Many were depicted with animal heads, like Ra with a hawk's head and Anubis with the head of a jackal. Fact number 4. Cats were considered sacred in ancient Egypt. They were associated with the goddess Bastet. Harming a cat even accidentally was a serious crime, often punishable by death. Fact number 5. The ancient Egyptians invented the 365-day calendar. They divided it into 12 months of 30 days each, with 5 extra festival days at the end of the year, to align with the solar cycle. Fact number 6. During the mummification process, the brain was removed through the nose. They used a long hook to pull out brain tissue, as they didn't consider the brain to be important. They believed the heart was the center of intelligence. Fact number 7. The famous Queen Cleopatra was not actually Egyptian. She was part of the Ptolemaic dynasty, which was of Greek Macedonian descent. She was one of the few rulers of her line to actually learn the Egyptian language. Fact number 8. Hieroglyphics don't just contain pictures. The system is made up of hundreds of signs that can represent objects, sounds, or ideas, and they could be written in almost any direction. Fact number 9. The Great Pyramid of Giza was the tallest man-made structure in the world for over 3,800 years. It wasn't surpassed until the Lincoln Cathedral was built in England in the 14th century. Fact number 10. Beer was a form of currency in ancient Egypt. Pyramid builders were paid a daily ration of about a gallon of beer. It was a key part of their diet and considered more nutritious than water. Fact number 11. The Sphinx, the giant statue with the body of a lion and the head of a man, is missing its nose. The popular story that Napoleon's troops shot it off is a myth. Historical drawings from before Napoleon's time show the nose was already gone. Fact number 12. Both men and women in ancient Egypt wore wigs. They shaved their heads to stay cool and avoid lice, but wigs were an essential fashion accessory. The more elaborate the wig, the higher your social status. The secrets of the pharaohs run deeper than just pyramids. It was a civilization of strange beliefs, unusual pets, and some of the world's very first games. Let's continue our journey down the Nile, into the heart of ancient power. Fact number 13. The world's first known peace treaty was made between the Egyptians and the Hittites over 3,200 years ago. A copy of the treaty is even on display at the United Nations headquarters. Fact number 14. Ancient Egyptians kept a wide variety of animals as pets. Besides cats and dogs, they also kept monkeys, gazelles, and even crocodiles. They were often mummified and buried with their owners. Fact number 15. The ancient Egyptians were obsessed with board games. The most popular was a game of chance called Senet. Game boards have been found in tombs dating back over 5,000 years. Fact number 16. The original color of the pyramids was not sandy yellow. They were covered in a casing of highly polished white limestone. This would have made them shine brightly, like brilliant jewels, in the desert sun. Fact number 17. The Ankh is one of the most famous Egyptian symbols. It represents the concept of eternal life. Gods are often shown holding an Ankh to a pharaoh's lips, offering them the breath of life. Fact number 18. The world's oldest surviving dress was found in Egypt. The Tarkan dress is over 5,000 years old, making it the oldest piece of woven clothing ever discovered. Fact number 19. Ancient Egyptians invented toothpaste. Their version was made from a mixture of crushed rock salt, mint, dried iris flowers, and pepper. Fact number 20. The boy king, Tutankhamun, was a relatively minor pharaoh. He is famous only because his tomb was discovered, almost completely intact, by Howard Carter in 1922. Fact number 21. Ancient Egyptians had a form of police. They were elite warriors chosen for their loyalty, and were often accompanied by trained dogs or monkeys. Fact number 22. The shape of the pyramids is thought to represent the sun's rays. The sloped sides were meant to help the pharaoh's soul ascend to the heavens and join the sun god, Ra. Fact number 23. Women in ancient Egypt had a high degree of independence. They could own property, run businesses, and even divorce their husbands. All rights that women in many other ancient societies did not have. Fact number 24. The world's oldest known surgical instruments were found in an Egyptian tomb. They date back to around 2500 BC. Welcome to the Egyptian afterlife, a place of judgment, magic, and monsters. Here your heart would be weighed against a feather, and a special book was your only guide through the dangers of the underworld. Fact number 25. Ancient Egyptians believed in a weighing of the heart ceremony. After death, your heart was weighed against the feather of truth. If it was heavier due to sin, it would be devoured by a monster, and your soul would be destroyed. Fact number 26. The Library of Alexandria in Egypt was one of the largest and most significant libraries of the ancient world. It was said to have held hundreds of thousands of scrolls before its eventual destruction. Fact number 27. The Rosetta Stone found in Egypt was the key to deciphering hieroglyphics. It contained the same text written in 3 scripts: hieroglyphic for priests, Demotic for everyday use, and Greek for the government. Fact number 28. The ancient Egyptians were skilled sailors and shipbuilders. They built massive barges to transport stone for the pyramids and had trade routes that stretched across the Mediterranean. Fact number 29. The Book of the Dead was not a single book. It was a collection of spells and instructions, customized for each individual to help them navigate the dangers of the afterlife. Fact number 30. The ancient Egyptians were the first to use a system of writing on papyrus. This reed plant grew abundantly along the Nile and created a lightweight portable scroll. Fact number 31. The Colossi of Memnon are 2 massive stone statues of Pharaoh Amenhotep III. For centuries, one of the statues was said to sing at dawn, likely caused by temperature changes and humidity in the cracked stone. Fact number 32. The ancient city of Thebes, now Luxor, was once the capital of Egypt. It is often called the world's greatest open-air museum due to its vast collection of ancient temples and tombs. Fact number 33. The first known labor strike in history occurred in ancient Egypt. Workers building a royal tomb under Ramses III walked off the job because they had not been paid their rations of grain. Fact number 34. The Valley of the Kings is a desolate canyon where many pharaohs were buried. The location was chosen to hide the tombs from robbers, but most were still looted in antiquity. Fact number 35. The ancient Egyptians had a god of writing and knowledge, Thoth. He was often depicted with the head of an ibis and was believed to have invented writing and magic. Fact number 36. The oldest known will was written in ancient Egypt. It dates back to 2548 BC. Let's talk about the gods and goddesses. The Egyptian pantheon was a strange and wonderful collection of divine beings with animal heads who controlled every aspect of life, from the rising of the sun to the flooding of the Nile. Fact number 37. The ancient Egyptians were skilled beekeepers. Honey was used as a sweetener, a medicine, and an important offering to the gods. Fact number 38. The ancient Egyptians had a god of the afterlife, Osiris. He was often depicted as a green-skinned man wrapped in mummy bandages, symbolizing resurrection and new life. Fact number 39. The ancient Egyptians believed that the soul was made up of several parts, including the Kai, life force, and the Bia, personality, which needed to be reunited in the afterlife. Fact number 40. The ancient Egyptians had a god of the sun, Ra. He was often depicted as a man with the head of a falcon, crowned with a sun disk, and was considered the king of the gods. Fact number 41. The ancient Egyptians had a god of the dead, Anubis. He was often depicted as a man with the head of a jackal and was the god of mummification and the afterlife. Fact number 42. The ancient Egyptians had a god of the sky, Horus. He was also depicted as a man with the head of a falcon and was the son of Osiris and Isis. Fact number 43. The ancient Egyptians had a god of the moon, Khonsu. He was often depicted as a young man with a crescent moon on his head. Fact number 44. The ancient Egyptians had a god of love, Hathor. She was often depicted as a woman with the head of a cow and was the goddess of music, dance, and joy. Fact number 45. The ancient Egyptians had a god of war, Sekhmet. She was often depicted as a woman with the head of a lioness and was known for her fierce and destructive power. Fact number 46. The ancient Egyptians had a god of chaos, Set. He was often depicted as a man with the head of an unknown creature and was the god of storms, deserts, and violence. Fact number 47. The ancient Egyptians had a god of justice, Ma'at. She was often depicted as a woman with a feather on her head, which was used in the weighing of the heart ceremony. Fact number 48. The ancient Egyptians had a god of creation, Ta. He was often depicted as a man wrapped in mummy bandages and was believed to have created the world with his thoughts. How did the ancient Egyptians see the world? Their cosmology wasn't about science, it was about stories. They believed the sky was a goddess, the earth was a god, and the stars were the souls of the departed. Fact number 49. The ancient Egyptians believed that the world was created in 7 days. Fact number 50. The ancient Egyptians had a goddess of the sky, Nut. She was often depicted as a woman whose body arched over the earth, swallowing the sun at night and giving birth to it each morning. Fact number 51. The ancient Egyptians had a god of the earth, Geb. He was often depicted as a man lying down, representing the land itself. Fact number 52. The ancient Egyptians had a god of the air, Shu. He was often depicted as a man with a feather on his head, holding up the sky goddess Nut and separating her from the earth god Geb. Fact number 53. The ancient Egyptians had a god of the Nile, Hapi. He was often depicted as a man with a pot-belly and large breasts, symbolizing fertility and abundance. Fact number 54. The ancient Egyptians had a god of fertility, Min. He was often depicted as a man with an erect phallus, a powerful symbol of procreation and life. Fact number 55. The ancient Egyptians believed that the world was a flat disk, surrounded by a great ocean known as the Nun. Fact number 56. The ancient Egyptians believed that the stars were the souls of the dead. They also believed the gods lived among the stars. Fact number 57. The ancient Egyptians had a goddess of childbirth and protector of women, Taweret. She was depicted as a fearsome combination of a hippopotamus, a lion, and a crocodile. Fact number 58. The scarab beetle was a sacred symbol in ancient Egypt. It represented renewal and rebirth, as the beetle rolls dung into a ball and lays its eggs inside, from which new life emerges. Fact number 59. The crocodile god, Sobek, was both feared and revered. He represented the power and ferocity of the Nile crocodile, and was a symbol of pharaonic power. Fact number 60. The ancient Egyptians believed in magic, or Heka. It was seen as a legitimate tool, used for everything from healing the sick to protecting tombs and casting curses. Fact number 61. Amulets were extremely popular in ancient Egypt. These small charms were worn by the living and wrapped with mummies to provide protection and bring good fortune. Fact number 62. The Jed pillar was a symbol representing stability. It was thought to be the backbone of the god Osiris. Let's leave the gods behind and look at the people. The pharaohs, the queens, and the common folk who built a civilization that lasted for millennia. Their lives were filled with strange customs and groundbreaking achievements. Fact number 63. The pharaoh Hatshepsut was one of the most successful female pharaohs. She often had herself depicted as a man, complete with a false beard, to legitimize her rule in a male-dominated society. Fact number 64. The pharaoh Akhenaten tried to change Egypt's religion. He abandoned the traditional pantheon of gods in favor of worshipping a single deity, the sun disk Aten. After his death, his religious revolution was completely erased. Fact number 65. Ramesses the Great had over 100 children. He ruled for 66 years, lived into his 90s, and had numerous wives and concubines. Fact number 66. The ancient Egyptians were the first to divide the day into 24 hours. They used sundials to measure time during the day and water clocks to measure it at night. Fact number 67. The first known pregnancy test was developed in ancient Egypt. Women would urinate on barley and wheat seeds. If the barley grew, it meant a boy. If the wheat grew, a girl. If neither grew, she was not pregnant. Fact Number 68. Egyptian men and women were both known to be exceptionally clean. They bathed daily and used a form of soap made from animal fat and chalk. Fact number 69. The oldest known dress shoes were found in the tomb of Tutankhamun. They were intricate sandals made of gold. Fact number 70. The ancient Egyptians had a deep love for music and dance. They played harps, lutes, flutes, and clarinets. Fact number 71. The world's oldest prosthetic limb is an ancient Egyptian toe. It was a 3,000-year-old artificial big toe, made of wood and leather, designed to help its owner walk. Fact number 72. The ancient Egyptians practiced a form of dentistry. They had remedies for toothaches and gum disease, and even performed rudimentary dental surgery. Fact number 73. The first known court case involving a serial killer was recorded in ancient Egypt. A group of tomb robbers confessed to plundering multiple tombs over a period of several years. Fact number 74. The ancient Egyptians had a system of universal health care. The workers who built the pyramids had access to doctors and medical care, paid for by the state. Fact number 75. The ancient Egyptians were the first to invent locks and keys. The earliest known example dates back 4,000 years. Now let's fast forward to modern Egypt, a country where ancient wonders sit beside bustling megacities, a place where 95% of the population lives on just 5% of the land, creating a vibrant, chaotic, and unforgettable culture. Fact number 76. The city of Cairo, Egypt's modern capital, is the largest city in Africa. Its metropolitan area is home to over 22 million people. Fact number 77. The Library of Alexandria has been reborn. The modern Bibliotheca Alexandrina is a stunning piece of architecture built to commemorate the original Great Library and serves as a major cultural center. Fact number 78. The Nile River is the longest river in the world. It flows for over 4,400 miles from its source in Central Africa to the Mediterranean Sea. Fact number 79. Egypt has a white desert, a national park known for its massive, otherworldly white chalk rock formations that have been carved by wind and sand over millions of years. Fact number 80. The Egyptian film industry is one of the oldest and largest in the Arab world. Cairo has long been dubbed the Hollywood of the Middle East. Fact number 81. Football, soccer, is the most popular sport in Egypt. The rivalry between Cairo's two biggest clubs, Al Ahly and Zamalek, is one of the most intense in the world. Fact number 82. Shisha or hookah is a very popular social activity in Egypt. You can find shisha cafes on almost every street corner. Fact number 83. The Sinai Peninsula in Egypt is the only part of the country located in Asia, making Egypt a transcontinental country. Fact number 84. The Egyptian dialect of Arabic is the most widely understood in the Arab world. This is largely due to the dominance of Egyptian cinema and music. Fact number 85. The Red Sea on Egypt's eastern coast is one of the best places in the world for scuba diving. It's known for its crystal clear waters, vibrant coral reefs, and abundant marine life. Fact number 86. The Egyptian Museum in Cairo houses over 120,000 artifacts, including the famous treasures from the tomb of Tutankhamun. Fact number 87. The ancient tradition of belly dancing is still a popular art form in Egypt, though it has faced controversy in modern times. For our final journey down the Nile, we'll uncover the last of Egypt's great secrets, from a lost city under the sea to the sheer power of its modern marvels. This is the grand finale of our tour, through 5,000 years of history. Fact number 88. There is a sunken city off the coast of Alexandria. The ancient city of Heraklion was lost to the sea for over 1,200 years, before being rediscovered by archaeologists in 2000. Fact number 89. The famous Curse of the Pharaohs is likely a myth. Scientists believe the deaths of some archaeologists were caused by exposure to toxic mold or bacteria that had been sealed in the tombs for thousands of years. Fact number 90. The ancient Egyptians had a complex system of mathematics. They could calculate the area of a circle and the volume of a pyramid. Fact number 91. The world's oldest port was discovered on the Red Sea coast of Egypt. Wadi al-Jarf dates back over 4,500 years to the time of the pyramid builders. Fact number 92. The ancient Egyptians were the first to use ox-drawn plows. This revolutionized agriculture along the Nile. Fact number 93. The city of Siwa Oasis is famous for its unique culture and its Oracle of Amun, which was visited by Alexander the Great. Fact number 94. The ancient Egyptians had a form of bowling. A game involving rolling balls down a lane was discovered in a 5,000-year-old settlement. Fact number 95. The Eye of Horus was a powerful symbol of protection and healing. It was also used as a system of fractions for measuring grain and medicine. Fact number 96. The world's oldest astrological calendar was found on the ceiling of a tomb in the Valley of the Kings. Fact number 97. The ancient Egyptians believed that the universe was born from a lotus flower that emerged from the primordial waters. Fact number 98. The modern flag of Egypt has 3 stripes: red for the struggle against British occupation, white for the bloodless revolution of 1952, and black to symbolize the end of oppression. Fact number 99. And for our final fact, a modern marvel. The Aswan High Dam controls the annual flooding of the Nile. It generates enormous amounts of electricity, but it also stopped the flow of nutrient-rich silt that made ancient Egypt so fertile for millennia. And that is 99 facts about Egypt. From sacred cats to beer as currency, it's a civilization whose secrets are still being unearthed today. What fact blew your mind the most? Which Egyptian mystery fascinates you? Drop it in the comments below. I want to hear it. If you enjoyed this rapid-fire journey through ancient Egypt, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe for more adventures into the strange and fascinating, and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time, stay curious.